Hello everybody, Iain Robson here, and welcome back to Valley East, USA. Alright, we got a couple things going on today. If you recall from the previous episode, we harvested some hay bales, and we sold them, and we made a significant profit off them. Let me just show you the income spreadsheet here, the finances. So yesterday, we made $41,000 from hay. Yep, that's pretty crazy if you ask me. So what we're going to go ahead and do is, let me just grab this guy right here. I am going to change the direction of the farm. After discovering how profitable hay actually is on this particular map, I was really surprised actually, because I should have moved that tractor. I was really surprised to see the actual profit we made. That was a lot more, significantly more than I ever expected to make from it. Now, having seen that, and having noticed the fact that we do make quite a large profit from that, I think we're going to change our direction, like I mentioned, and we're going to channel our inner OLF. So for those people who don't know who the heck I'm talking about, OLF stands for One Lonely Farmer. And the reason why I say I'm channeling my... Oh, there we go. Using the right mode. And the reason why I'm saying I'm channeling my inner OLF is because we're going to change this farm to a hay farm, not a corn farm. Because corn is not making us very much money and we're struggling. Corn prices are down. As you can see, $172 a ton. So it's not in our best interest to keep that. And... our combine's not doing anything in here because this isn't ready. So, but the other section is. I don't understand why. I don't have the growth manager installed, and if I had it installed, it would have been fine, but of course I did not. Anyways, so what we're going to do is going to change the direction of the farm. Now, having said that, we do have $45,000 at the moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to rent a sewing machine, and we're going to rent this guy right here, and we're going to plant this whole field that we're working on right now, field number 9, all in grass. And that's a pretty big field, so I imagine our profits will be fairly high. It would also allow us to expand much easier. So what we'll do is, we'll eventually buy this field right here. We're not after only one harvest from this one field. I think after we switch this field out to something else, we'll make quite a hefty profit. Now, if I look, let's double check. What's the horsepower? 320. And does our Massey Ferguson have enough HP for that? Yes, technically. Might be a bit on the shy side, but it does technically have enough. So what we'll do is we'll hop into our... I guess we can hop into our John Deere. Get him out of the way at the very least. And we'll get this guy unloading the combine. And F9. There we are. We'll get him unloading the combine. And we'll make some money from the corn as well. Because we're not going to waste the corn. There's no point in doing that. There we go. Let's get this set up properly, or hooked up I should say. There we go. And let's try not to hit the weight, there we go. So what we'll do is we'll get this guy rolling, unloading the combine, like so. Manual search, and we'll go for the nearest waypoint. There it goes, perfect. So what this will allow us to do is we'll use the grass farm, so to speak, or the farm itself, as a bit of a stepping point to other things. And what I mean by that is we won't make our farm exclusively hay, but it'll be the influx of money we need in order to make it a bit more profitable. So that's what we're going to do with it. I figure that's probably the best way, well, one of the best ways to make it profitable. And then what we can do eventually is we can do silage as well and get the silage rolling as well. So just a little bit of everything, because right now with the corn, it's kind of making it a bit more difficult to try and make some money. When we do make some money, it's not very much. We have to wait for great demands and all that. Based on what I'm seeing, it's going to be more consistent. It's going to be way more consistent if we if we just do a hay field, a hay farm, basically. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna channel our inner OLF. So, interesting thing about One Lonely Farmer is he primarily grows hay. He used to grow soybeans as well, but he ran into a significant problem with deer, which kind of sucks, but that happens. So he ran into a problem with deer, and because of that problem, we'll do this, and we'll have to adjust this a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to it's going to be too much. I'm going to do the with cultivating myself, just to make sure we're on the right track, and to make sure we get the whole field. Actually, I don't even need to cultivate. What am I doing? If we're going to use the other what am I doing? Sheesh. Losing my mind today. I'll just leave it be. We can just plant right over that without a problem. That's gorgeous. Yeah, so like I said, what we'll do is we might even trade in our combine. We might even trade in our combine for the time being and get a larger mower or something. We'll see how it works out, because we do have a couple options for large mowers. We have the Big M, which is always a lovely, lovely mower, one of my favorites. We have the Big M, and we can also potentially change our harvester to something else, but I think the Big M might be a good choice in the future, because it does like 13 meters at once. And if we can speed up the process of making money, hey, I'm all for it. Alright, nice. One thing I did notice about this combine unloads at a breakneck pace. I don't know why, or I don't know what the deal is there, but it really unloads fast. Like, it's probably one of the fastest unloading combines I've seen. It's really surprising. I remember when I first saw it, I was like, whoa, what's going on here? It just like unloaded like there was no tomorrow. It's pretty fast, actually. So I'm still, like I said, still surprised that we actually made that much money from that grass, or say that hay. Really, I was really surprised by that. So there you go. You can make a good profit off that. I didn't honestly didn't expect to see that much money come in from that, but obviously it does. So which is pretty sweet, if you ask me. Now technically, actually, what we could do, let's see here. Let's bring up this. So this right here, actually, should we or should we not? Let's grab this guy, because we don't actually need him to cultivate anything. Technically, it would probably make more sense if we cultivated first, but we're going to leave it for the time being. We're going to do something else. Are the cows over here? I think they are. We're going to go check something real quick. So honestly, I don't remember. I don't think they are, actually. Where are the cows in this map? Oh no, they're not too far. Okay. It's not the end of the world then. Alright, so what we're going to do is this. We are going to actually, the other corn, instead of harvesting it like we're doing it now, we will make it into silage. I won't be able to use it right away, which is okay. But it'll get it off at the same time. So what we'll do is we will rent a harvester. We'll rent the... Actually, no, we'll try. We'll try this guy right here. We'll try the modded one that came out not too long ago. That's supposed to be really nice. I haven't used it much, so I'm kind of curious to see how it's going to turn out. This guy right here, the Krone Big X 580. So we'll rent that for, I don't know, 2 hours, let's say, or 3 hours. And I'll rent a header, and we need a corn. Actually, we can just use the in-game one. We don't use anything special, now that I think about it. Easy collect 750. What does this say this is for? I don't know if that's the right one. I think we can just use an in-game one. I'm going to use an in-game one just to stay safe. Where are we here? Big X. I bet you this probably fits. I don't know. I have to double... I'm not sure now. I have to think about that. Because that's definitely for the other one. Maybe this crone is for this one. $750. Oh well, we'll rent it, so yeah. Should work. Okay, so now we have a little bit of that. And I think this should be right. So this is the crone from the mod contest. It is honestly like a... I didn't realize how much was involved in this, but check this out. Look at this. So you have that, you have your radio, you have your climate control, you have the menu, which is pretty cool that you can change that kind of stuff. Doors, more doors. I think there's something else up over here. I think you can open the rear window too. No, but it's pretty impressive if you ask me. You know, you got your standard pipe in, pipe out sort of thing. Anyways, it looks, the textures on the outside are just phenomenal. Like, very happy with this. I don't know if this is the right header for it. I don't think it'll be a problem, honestly. Mirrors are done well as well, which is nice. One of the things that always bugs me is when mirrors aren't done properly, so it's good to see that the mirrors have been done properly on this one. So, alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to make silage out of the other cornfield, and then we'll have the two fields done at the same time, and then we can choose what to do with the other field at that point. We may put it into grass as well. Is that actually going to show us? We put the lights on? Huh. Look at that right there. That's pretty cool. It shows the lights in the front. Can we do rear lights as well? That's cool. Look at that. Look at that right there. Check it out. Doesn't show that. No. Shows it. Wow. That's nuts. That's a really good job. Sorry, I got distracted there. That's pretty neat though, the fact that they have that. New Holland. The funny thing is, our New Holland is actually the cat. It's a retextured. If people didn't figure, I know a couple people mentioned that previously. They're like, "Isn't that just a retextured New Holland?" Yes, yes, it is. So that's the reason why it looks like that. Why is it stuck? Because of the John Deere. Really, John Deere? Try not to get in its way. Now I'm gonna have to stop this guy too, or else he's gonna get in the way as well. There we go. Sheesh. Have him set the nearest waypoint. There we go. Alright. Back to what we were trying to do. Let's move this guy into position. Yeah, I don't know if this is actually the right header for this. I'm trying to decide whether it is or not. It's in the mods folder, so I think it might be, but not 100%. Where are we here? Let's start from the other side, out of the way. And this will at least allow us to get this off the field in a timely manner, and then we can go from there. Alright, so the other thing we need is we need some sort of silage trailer. What do we have? Tippers. We have the Bergman. We have this guy. And somebody's honking their horn outside, making a ruckus. I never understood why people honk their horn. This one is the 36,000. And I think we have maybe loading wagons. Do we have any? No. Doesn't really make a difference. So what we'll use is this tipper right here. This holds 50,000, so we'll rent this for 3 hours as well. Because now we have a little bit of money. It's pretty crazy. Alright. let's get this guy set up. We'll do this, and we'll do that. And get him ready, and then we'll grab this guy right here, and we'll grab that, and I'll be back in a sec. Alright, so we got the Bergman trailer here, and we got the Crone set up, so let's go ahead and get this guy lined up properly. Oh, this is going to be a problem. The hired worker issue. 1 second, I'll set this up and I'll be back. There we go, got it set up. Just had to set up a quick little play course because the hired workers are a bit finicky. So we'll make sure we had this set up properly and go from there. So what we'll do is we'll put this silage in our cow area, which is just north of us, right in here basically is where the cow area is. And there's a bunker there. Why is it? I don't know why it thinks we're in the way. I guess it really wants us to be further away than we need to be. Anyhow, so what we'll do is we'll get this put up over there, and then we can use it to sell later on, perhaps. Or we could put it in the BGA directly. One or the other, really. Both would work technically, so I'm not too worried about it. And we'll go from there. But that forage harvester looks pretty good, actually. I don't think it's the right header for it. The textures don't look right. They look a little on the... in comparison to the actual forage harvester itself, they don't look nearly as good, so... Look how far away I am. I don't know why you think you're in traffic. Anyways. Excellent. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for this, actually. I don't think I've ever decided to make a farm quite like this, just set up in this particular fashion, so I think it'll be pretty interesting once it's all said and done. Once we get it set up at the very least. Really? Really? Doesn't want to go yet? You really have to stay away from this thing. Make sure it keeps going, because it seems to really want to be like, no, you cannot go that way. I don't understand. But what this will do is we'll have us a little bit of extra influx of cash. So eventually what will happen is once we have the BGA up and running, we'll be able to put some stuff in there and keep that running, which will be good. At least in my mind it will be good, so it will hopefully make things efficient, or as efficient as possible. Nice. It's funny, I was watching Direwolf's season finale, I think it's season 7 or something. Him and the Enderman, oh man, always makes me laugh. The stuff he does at the end of his seasons it's just so funny, because it's so different from everything else he does in the whole season a lot of the time. Like, he'll talk about Enderman from time to time, but like normally the only time you really hear about them or the quote unquote attack is like right at the end. It's pretty funny, but he does a pretty good job of making it having a good time with it and having some fun with it. I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. Sweet. Looks like the other combine's doing alright. What are you looking at? Oh, 44,000 liters. That's not so bad. It's a good starting point. We'll be able to sell some of that as well, which would be nice, because that'll allow us to, of course, make a little bit of extra money. We can go from there. We might have to... Well, let's just check something real quick before I keep stumbling along. Windrowers. We only have that one. Okay, so maybe what we'll do is we'll pick up this guy, 75,000. Or this one actually might be 12 to 19. Well, we can always upgrade later on. Because right now the only thing we don't have is a rake, basically. Everything else we have to keep the farm, well, to start the new grass OLF channeled farm, I guess. So anyways, what I'll do is I will continue this off camera, and what I'll do is I'll finish up both these harvests, and we'll get started on the new farm, so to speak. Not the new farm, but the new style next episode, and we will go from there. I think that's what we'll do. So having said that, folks, stop that, move out of the way for a second. Having said that, folks, that's it for me for today. My name is Iain Robson. It's been Farming Simulator 2015 coming at you from Valley East, USA, and I'll see you guys next time when we channel the inner OLF farm. Catch you guys later.